Okay, so hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So it has been a very long time since our first shoot for our first episode.
Little bit.
Little bit. So again, so first and foremost, we are the Garbage Points podcast presented to you by Guild. So my name's Coach Gab De Vera. Together with me are
Coach Mark.
and
Coach Nuki.
so yun, today for our second episode, we will be tackling a very, very interesting topic and in a very different format. So we're going to talk about a very controversial topic, which is highlight culture. So with this topic, we're going to have a sort of debate format para sa pag-uusapan natin ng highlight culture. So the person to my left, which is Coach Nuki,
On the left corner ba yan?
he's going to talk about highlight culture and its ano ba? Na-mention ni Coach Nuki hindi
Overshadowed effect in a negative way
in a negative way or
to youngsters.
okay, in short, medyo hindi masyadong sang-ayon si Coach Nuki with highlight culture.
Hindi talaga sang-ayon.
Hindi talaga sang-ayon. Thank you, Coach Mark. And surprisingly, to the person on my right, Coach Mark mentioned na hindi sang-ayon siya when it comes to highlight culture. So I'm very surprised. So I cannot wait to hear their thoughts and takes on this very interesting topic. So before anything else, siguro kailangan natin pag-usapan kung ano ba ang highlight culture. So for context, nagtry kami maghanap ng main definition ng highlight culture, but unfortunately wala. Kahit sa Urban Dictionary, wala rin.
Walang standard definition.
Walang standard definition. So what we did, kaming coaches and even with our direct Miss Rain, we compiled some articles and yun ito nang napag-agreean namin na definition. So ito yun. And I quote, basketball highlight culture thrives on the widespread practice of creating and sharing short video clips and or compilations on social media of grandiose, flashy, and exciting moments from basketball games. Some of these include various dribble exhibitions, different layup packages, three-pointers, and even buzzer beaters, to name a few. So this culture has been significantly shaped by social media as it feeds off the idea of celebrating and showing off the athleticism and skills of the players. Over the changing times, it has steadily been observed to be a significant aspect of the basketball fandom, providing fans with easily digestible content and contributing to the popularity of the sport. So, okay, na-layout na natin yung definition. So, ano bang example ng highlight culture? So, if in the Philippine setting, siguro makikita mo talagang highlight culture in every social media platform. May it be on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, or even X or Twitter. So, once mo palang na-open yung any of those apps, maklik mo lang yung story or yung mga My Day, automatically, if meron kang friend na player or fina-follow na player, yan na yung any highlight of them playing the sport, kung ano man yung na-mention kung movement or skill na ginagawa, may it be dribble exhibitions or various layup packages like yung mga jelly layups and may iba
Jelly Ace.
mga jelly may mga and with that video various replays of that video paulit-ulit na lang yung video or yung movement
And
then
song.
and
Background song.
may background song na hindi naman related
Yeah.
sa move. So yun ang isa sa mga examples ng highlight culture. So, since na-layout na natin lahat, I would love to hear your thoughts about it. Yeah. So, siguro, let's start with Coach Mark. I'm very surprised na si Coach Mark, he is pro highlight culture. So, what are your thoughts on this, Coach Mark? Sige, go.
Thank you, Coach Gab. So, disclaimer lang hindi ako pro talaga for real. It's just that we want to make things interesting. So I'm going to tackle the pro highlight culture side. So Coach Nuki will take the other side, which is going to be against highlight culture. Sige, let me start on several premises first. I'll set my house in order first with the definition given by Coach Gab. So first, we have to remember that basketball is a game played by going on offense and defense. That's as much as we know. Even players or audiences that have surface level knowledge on basketball knows that this game is played both on offense and defense. Second one is since the game can be played on offense and defense, we have to, in order to set the argument straight. For me, I have to say that the game can be played and won purely by outscoring your opponent, but not the same can be said when you purely play defense. It's different when we say na when you play defense, you can generate offense. Diba? But if we can purely play defense and you will not score on your opponent's basket, hindi kayo mananalo. So technically, some basketball pundits would believe na at the end of the game, at the end of the buzzer, what matters is I put more score on the board over my opponent, which translates into a victory. Diba? So also, we have to remember that offensive highlights, individual highlights, has been there for a very long time already. Since nag-start i-cover ng live television ng basketball, may highlight culture na talaga. As a matter of fact, pag-usapan natin kanina na meron tayong tinatawag na top 10 plays, even in the
And one mixtape.
So, even before that, or even during when you're playing in the park, di ba, may mga monikers nga yung iba. So technically, you have a certain level or understanding of this highlight culture. Okay? So offensive highlights, for me, I'm going to focus on offensive individual highlights, have a higher success rate compared to defensive highlights. Kasi ultimately, ang gusto lang naman natin mangyari sa offense is to score the basket. That's all, di ba? Kahit matumba ka, ma-shoot mo yung bola, when you score the ball, that's offense, di ba? And the more difficult the shot is, kahit like it twist 360 in the air, di ba? The more difficult the shot, the more marketable it is. More entertaining, exactly. As compared, when you play defense, defense is usually recognized by audiences or people watching the game as steals, literally steals. Deflections nga, walang, like, di ba? We as coaches, we give ample record for deflections during the game. We have our student coaches to record that stat there. But for audiences, di naman talaga nila nire-recognize yung deflections. So, blocks is one of the most difficult things to do. Like how many blocks per game can a player average? That's one thing. Depends on the matchup as well. Rebounds, diba? And the difficulty with playing defense nowadays is that there are more risks to playing defenses because of fouls and how fouls are being called today compared to offenses wherein you just purely need to draw the foul. Go to if it's a shooting foul or it's a penalty situation, then that means that you would shoot free throws. From the word itself, free throws, di ba? Unguarded. Di ba? Going back to what I was saying, I'm actually claiming na ang offensive highlights actually furthered the sport as opposed to what is being claimed by basketball pundits and aficionados nowadays na pinapatay daw ng highlight culture ang sport. Why? Because in the advent of information technology, social media has been an effective tool of marketing talents in the margins. So, hopefully hindi offensive tong sasabihin ko kasi some people are sensitive with regard to this. For example, players within the NCR versus players outside the NCR. Kasi kung titignan natin yung demographics ng support ng sports, it's better to be in NCR compared outside, di ba? Pero situationally, nasa Bicol kami. So, I can only speak for myself. So, disclaimer again. Okay? So, dahil sa social media, it removed the problem of distance, of going there physically, because I can just record myself of my highlights, then I'll send it to a coach, a good program in Manila, for example. Then the coach can evaluate me, invite me for a tryout. Di ba? That's easier as compared to you have nothing to begin with. I'll just bring my ass there, tapos i-evaluate ka ng coach, di ba? So,
Though that's before yung mga open tryouts, wala naman video talaga.
Exactly.
Pupunta talaga doon yung player to showcase their talent, and then the coach will decide if you will be on the team or not. Pero ngayon, send vids, send videos. So depende na lang talaga sa coach. Kasi kami dito, hindi muna kami madadala dyan sa mga highlight videos na yan. Kasi ang tinitignan namin, kung mapupwede, may game ka ba bukas? May live stream ba yan? Pakisend naman para makita na yung buong game mo. Anong ginagawa mo sa bench? Anong ginagawa mo pag wala ka sa loob? At lalong-lalo na kung nasa loob ka.
tama coach. Kasi di ba, ilang oras yung ginugugol natin talaga for scouting. So, thank you for that, coach. With that being said, since may technology tayo, bakit natin i-demonize yung tool which is social media? Where in fact, it provides, what you call this, it provides more benefits to players outside the margins na nga eh. Yung mga nasa hindi masyadong natitelevise na mga lugar, to further their talents. Kung may talents, di ba? Pero again, hindi natin sinasabi na dahil may highlight ka, magaling ka. Kasi it doesn't paint the entire picture of how you play. Kasi nga, I will go to that later.
But singit ko lang, coach. Depende rin siguro sa coach. If hindi ko naman minamalit or siguro kung ganun ka mag-coach, masendan ka ng highlight, tapos, nakakadang, magaling mag-crossover. Pwede na yan. So, again, siguro depende sa coach yung how he will treat his recruitment aspect. Pero, di mo naman niya marirecruit kung gaano yung kadaling mag-crossover kung wala ka naman pang offer. So, hanggang tingin ka lang.
Thank you. Totoo naman. Kasi wala naman talent, di ba? Sorry baka sabihin nyo, napaka upfront namin. But
Rude.
it's just, as coaches nowadays, you have to be upfront about realist pala sa mga bagay-bagay. Kasi pag hindi, di ba? Sayang ng pera naman. Mag-i-invest ka dyan. It's an investment, in short. So, para sa akin, social media and highlight culture actually furthered the sport. As I was saying here, it furthered the sport, not only basketball in general. For example, if you're in the center of basketball, yung mga tinatawag nating meccas of basketball, pero kahit nandun nga sa liblib na lugar, sa mga indigent communities, as long as you have an access to internet, di ba? You can send your highlights, di ba? And most probably, if you're really good, then you can get a personal invite from coaches in Manila or smaller basketball meccas, mga nasa provinces din. So, highlight culture centered on offense is leagues more marketable than defense. Kasi with the shift of a shooting dominant basketball game, it matters not if you can handle the ball now. Actually, it's easier for players to be part of good programs with budgets, because you don't actually need that much of a skill to be part of a program. You just need one skill. Actually, two.
Mag-shoot at mag-dribble.
Not exactly. One is shooting.
Okay.
And second one is you can play average to good defense. Kaya nga, meron tayong tinatawag na 3-and-D players. Di ba?
Average and good.
Average to good, di ba? And on that note, Coach, idagdag ko lang na it's easier to play offense as an individual. That's why we have iso ball. But it's very difficult to play defense as an individual. Di ba? Kasi usually, kahit mahina ka, basta magaling yung team defense nyo, mau-overshadow yung weakness mo. Kaya that's why I said na it's okay to have good average defense to good defense para makonsider ka na 3-and-D. Let's just look at some of the more famously known players in the NBA.
Okay.
Halimbawa, si Trae Young. Let's take Trae Young. Okay, no disrespect to the guy. Guy is a good player. Kaya nga nasa NBA siya. But if you compare Trae Young to other players, defensively, his defensive rating is, di ko alam. Ayaw ko mag-gatekeep ng mga ng sources. I'll check the box score or stat sheets siguro. Pero I reckon that he's not in the top 30 even sa defensive ratings in the NBA. Pero you look at the guy and his contract. Usually, people or teams would headhunt for Trae Young, especially on pick and roll coverages. Kasi mismatch nga siya pagdating sa defense. Pero since he plays excellent offense, diba? Yung mga logo trees na tinatawag natin, he plays excellent offense, plays excellent offense, flashy. The guy is more marketable, diba? So why kill the goose that lays the golden eggs, diba? Parang ganun yung ano natin, yung I mean, how I see it. So bigger contract kasi mas marketable, mas magaling siya sa offense, though on defense, liability siya. Diba? So, moreover, when we say more market, again, going back to my pro-highlight culture stance, more market means more audience.
More income.
More audience means more income or more money. More money means better leagues. Diba? And we cannot demonize that market flow kasi everything is fair under the free market. Capitalist yan eh.
Especially the monetization nowadays in social media.
Exactly. Bakit mo i-demonize yung yung nagbibigay sa iyo ng pera? And it's yung gustong panoorin. Ito yung gustong panoorin ng audience, bakit di mo gagawin? Diba? So, better opportunities and better offers. I reckon that because of highlight culture centered on offense, everything everything about the game improved. Better media coverages, meron na tayong replays, meron ng replays ngayon. May challenge na ngayon na before was, di ko maisip na may challenge, di ba? Kasi as coaches, we try to contest as much calls as we can, pero, di ba, kung wala namang replay before, useless, tanggang reklamo lang kami. Pero ngayon na may replay, okay, go to the coaches challenge, then we can, we can challenge that. And the innovation has brought about the changing game. And as my point, 'di ba? Highlight culture. Kasi mas marketable siya. Yung commodity niya, yung binibenta sa iyo, yun na yun. So, meron pa ako ditong konting mga sinulat dito, pero to conclude, kasi I'll just throw it later as a question kay Coach Nuki and sa'yo.
Okay, Coach.
Coach Gab. Let me repeat, all of these things are made not to destroy the game. Okay? Highlight culture. But to actually further it. The problem with highlight culture centered on offense is, one, if the contents you're posting is untruthful or does not show the entirety of what really happened. And two, if it's purely for marketing and monetization. So, ulitin ko, pro-highlight culture ako kasi it furthers the game. Di natin pwedeng, halimbawa, I'm actually teaching and people in the academe don't like the idea, some conservative people in the academe don't like the idea of using ChatGPT, the artificially intelligent program. Di ba? Kasi cheating daw yan, di na ginagamit yung utak. Pero bakit ko papahirapan sarili ko? Meron na ngang artificial intelligence. I can just type a question or a command there and it gives me everything I need. So bakit ko, di ba? It's Occam's razor. Kung ano yung makakapadali sa'yo, it's the law of parsimony. why are we afraid of things that will make our lives actually easier? Ang problema ko lang with highlight culture is kasi snippet siya. Let's look at the stat sheet. The player got 30 points. Sige, magaling 30 points. 9 assists. Wow. 'Di ba? Tapos lagyan pa nating 1 block. Pero pag tinignan natin yung stat sheet ng bata or ng player, ilan yung field goals? 15 out of 60? 'Di ba? 15 out of 60. Turnovers 10.
Then, ano pa, without, of course, us, we know this, without mga red and blue stats like diving for the loose ball,
Deflections.
screen assist,
Hockey
those
pass.
hockey pass, like the one that does not reflect or shown in the statistics that are very minimal sa tingin ng iba pero ang laking bagay pag nagagawa ng isang player.
And for me, yan yung pangit sa highlight culture. Kasi it's one form of lying. Niloloko mo yung tao. Kaya nga, sa amin, although we can ask for a player we're trying to scout and recruit, send me videos, pag sinendan kami ng highlights lang, actually, what we look for is, are
The whole game.
the copies of their entire game. Kasi malay mo, yung kalaban niya, di ko naman sinasabing di magaling, pero in their league, nasa bottom 3 or nasa pinaka-bottom siya.
40 up pala yung kalaban.
Di ba? 40 up yung kalaban. No?
Baka nasa midget division mo yung
Oh. Pwedeng ganun. Kaya nga, naging untruthful yung highlight culture na yun. And secondly, some people would actually leech off of this. Kasi, it's not about people, yung mga content creators na tinatawag natin na. Kasi may mga distinctions din yan. Pwedeng yung player yung gumagawa, pero yung ibang tao yung gumagawa ng highlights niya. So, yung mga taong content creators na leeches off the player, ang iba nga walang consent, di ba? Leeches off the content for purely marketing and monetization. Parang yan yung negative aspect naman ng highlight culture para sa akin. Pero generally, at the end of the day, it furthered the sport. It will have its growing pains, as sinabi ko. But hopefully, di ba, yung growing pains na yun, mawala. Kasi sayang naman ng it gives more opportunity. And syempre, siguro ang solution ko dito, may advice is, paano mo masusolusyonan yung problemang nabanggit mo sa point ko? Sasabihin ko na ultimately it has to boil down not with people who are in the highlight culture itself, pero yung mga nanonood ng highlights. Syempre, sila yung manonood, yung consumers. Okay? Meaning, consumers should have ample amount of knowledge and depth of understanding of the game para ma-realize mo na, di ba? Yung halimbawa, yung mga nag-highlights na nagtitira from the logo, di ba? So I'll stick with my point that highlight culture actually furthers the game, not destroy the game. I rest my case, Coach.
Okay, Coach. So, thank you, Coach Mark, for a very fruitful, insightful take on highlight culture. So now, let's move forward with Coach Nuki. So, what's your take, Coach Nuki, on highlight culture? And at the same time, ano ba yung masasabi mo dun sa mga na-mention ni Coach Mark?
Ayun. First is, para maklear, kasi baka madaming umiyak dyan sa mga sasabihin ko dito. Kasi meron akong teammates, meron akong player na ganyan, meron akong mga binan ha, ibig sabihin binawal namin yung players namin ha, to set the bawal ang players namin magpo-post ng mga ganyan sa kanilang My Day, lalong-lalo na sa kanilang timeline. Kasi nga, we all coaches agrees to it in our team. But to send to Coach Mark, yes, I agree. Offense sells tickets. It being monetized because of like the guy Julian Newman. May shinare si Coach Gab na article. He got 800,000, 600,000 followers on Instagram. But He did not even enter
The NBA.
kahit Division 2 ng
Never-
nasa NCAA ba siya?
Never
Division
siya
2?
coach nag D1. Never yung nag D1.
Yeah, D1. Baka nga di pa sa D2. Ayan. Kasi, di kumpleto yung, package. Kumbaga, what's in the bag? What's in his bag is dribbling and long-range shooting. But other than that, if you're the coach, will you get that guy?
Size-wise.
Size-wise, that it will always be liability on defense.
Doesn't play defense.
Yeah, he does not play defense at all. He will try, but yun ang nga sinasabi ko before, you're 5'5" and you're guarding 6'3", which is guard. You're also a guard. It's over already. How can you defend it? But to say to Coach Mark that the guys like the Tata Hawks,
Si Trae Young.
Trae Young.
even Curry is just an average defender. Compared them to Patrick Beverly, compared them to Drew Holiday, compared them to, sabihin na natin, yung load din ni Coach Gab sa Houston Rockets na kinakainisan. Si Dillon Brooks. Compared to those guys, who's got the higher salary, right? So nowadays, it boils down and you can connect it to what's the current trend that, if I'm the owner, it's not the coach that, in the professional league, it's not the coach that will sell the ticket. It's not the coach. Maybe he will entertain a little bit, but it will all be on who's the superstar in that. When we are talking the NBA, because in the EuroLeague, it's not like that. It's always the coach and the management decision. But in the NBA, which is tayo, mga Pilipino, yun yung palagi nating tinitignan. Yung kung anong ginagawa nito, ika-copy-paste natin dito. Which is nga, hindi naman tugma sa unang-una, yung built natin as a Pilipino. Di tayo ganun ka-athletic and katangkad. Pangalawa, yung skill set na na-acquired natin dito, hindi ganun kataas ng skill set ng competition doon sa US. So, yun na nga ang ini-encourage palagi, pero I don't think kung kailan dadating yung nagayahin natin yung platform na ginagawa ng Europe. Ang problema, sa grassroots nagkakaproblema na dahil dito sa highlight culture. Primarily, number one, it forgets the team concept and aspect. Kasi, nami-misunderstood ng mga bata, kasi tututok na ako ngayon sa mga bata, nami-misunderstood na ba't, ang galing ng logo 3 ni Steph Curry. Magaya nga. Paglabas pa lang ng court, titira agad sa tres. With the awful follow-through, with the awful shot, with the wrong footwork. Yun na nga sinasabi ko na nakakalimutan yung tamang concept ng fundamentals kasi nga nakita nila na ganun yung highlight culture na nakita nila. So, gagawin, hindi naman si Curry kasi I don't believe na si Curry may time na mag-edit niyan. So, may mga vlogger na nagka-copy edit diyan and like that para to post it. So, makikita natin nung mga bata gagayahin. Pero ideally, kung gusto mo talagang gumaling with that particular sport, especially the basketball, you have to do the fundamentals, the basic, para makagawa ka din ng ganyang highlight culture mo. So, paulit-ulit, gagawin yung video hanggang sa pumasok yung tira para lang ma-impress primarily yung mga tao na hindi naman impress sa kanya in the real person kasi nga banu naman maglaro. Ganun lang yung sinasabi ko. Diba? Titira lang, tapos ikakat. Pag di sumot, cut. Pag pumasok, todas na, may pang-highlight na. Ganun na yung nangyayari ngayon. Even sa 40 up, even sa mga players namin, may player kami ngayon
College level coach.
na ang hina dumipensa, problema, gumaling ngayon sa depensa, wala na tuloy opensa. So yun yung problema namin. Kaya dapat, you have to play both. So pangalawa, it feeds the ego, the social media ego, nagkakahawa-hawa na. The next game, lahat na yung 5 gusto na mag-highlight culture. Imbis na mag-screen, nakakalimutan na nung big man kung anong role niya. Kung magpipick and roll, imbis na mag-pick dun sa guard, ihingi na din ang bola. Give me the ball, man. Give me the ball. I'm gonna shoot this. Ano ba naman pinag-iisip? Imbis, kasi, they're always looking. Sabi ni Coach Mark kanina, I always believe, hindi na magkasali sa highlight ko o bibihira sa highlight culture na makasali yung defense. Maybe I'm posting about it na may defensive highlight culture. Pero sino ba ang nakakita kayo ng marami bang nagpo-post about the defensive highlight culture na hindi nga masama. na mag-post ka nung ano na yon, offense highlight culture mo, samahan mo naman nung mga, kasi ang basketball, di ba, hindi naman puro, di wag na tayo magdepensa, shoot na lang tayo ng shoot, o pagbaba doon, pagalingan na lang mag-shoot, taas na lang ng kamay. Dilagyan na natin ng 4-point play yan, di ba? Palayuan na tayo ng tira, kung ganun lang naman ang pag-uusapan, di ba? So I still believe defense wins championship, di ba? Offense wins ball games, but extreme, ako din naniniwala din, extreme offense wins the game, wins championship. Kasi ako as a player, pag sobrang gagaling ng tira sa labas ng kalaban namin, kahit gaano kami kagaling dumipensa, wala talaga eh. Kasi pumapasok yung tira. So that's about offense naman.
Paano pala coach pag halimbawa, talo kayo, pero best player of the game. Kasi merong mga liga ngayon, di ba? Talo kayo, pero merong best player sa team ninyo kasi siya yung highest pointer. Yun ba yung sinasabi mo, coach?
Isa pa yan, na salamat coach
best player of the game, yung mga ganun.
Salamat coach, ni-remind mo ako, parang nagrarant tuloy ako dito. Isa pa yan. Saan ka naman nakakita talo? Tapos may best performer ang tawag eh. Best performer.
Performer of the game.
Performer of the game yung iba yung... Saan ka naman nakakita talo? Tapos best performer pa? Ano ba to, chess? Individual? Sport? Di ba team to? Pag talo kayong lahat. Uuwi kayo, iyakan. No? Pagkatapos niyan, laban ulit the next time. Pero nafe-feed yung ego. Ucha, next game, gagalingan ko kahit hindi ako mamasa or ano. Di ba, aling patalo kami, basta may pang-post ako na best performer pa na, no? Ako, kahit mapili akong best performer na talo, hindi ko hindi po-post. Talo eh. Ano ba yung mukhang iharap ko? It boils down again sa mga nangyayari na ngayon. Hindi lang naman kasalanan ng player. Kasalanan din ng rules, ng FIBA rules, ng NBA rules, ng mga recreational leagues. And even mga nagpapaliga, sabihin natin, di ko din, UAP or sa bukal, may mga rules din na hindi tugma sa generation ngayon. Saan ka naman nakakita? Mythical 15? Saan ka naman nakakita ng ganun? Mythical 10? Dapat 5 lang. Tapos, dapat yung naglalaban, 1-2 lang. Yung maglaban ng championship, tapos na, wala na yung mga battle for third, fourth, fifth. Paano yan for money or for, di ba? Mahirap naman kasi pag ganun. Dapat, it's just a basketball. In any sport, you have to compete at your highest level in order to win. Isa lang dapat manalo. Hindi pwedeng papakonsuloan mo na. Paano pa mag-strive yung mga bata niyan? Okay lang pala. May medal naman kami. Mythical 15 pa lang kukunin eh. Hindi. Ang concept is, kaya connected yan sa highlight culture, lalo sa grassroots, naapektuhan masyado dahil sa highlight culture na yan, na-overshadow na yung dapat na aspect ng team sports. Okay? Lalo dun sa losing level. Mga bata ngayon, pag natatalo, parang wala lang, okay na lang. Kasi dumadami na din yung mga coaches na mga softies. Na okay lang yan talo. At least ginib nyo yung best nyo. Ano ginib yung best nyo? Talo nga eh. Better luck next time. Or prepare.
Akala ko, coach, there is learning in losing.
Di ko naniniwala dyan. There is an experience in losing that you can carry on to the next practice pero mag-prepare ka ng maayos.
I do agree.
Mag-prepare ka ng maayos para hindi same result ang mangyayari sa inyo the next time. May halong malas ang mga laro na hindi natin yan maiiwasan. Malas eh. Lami yan. Last malangbay. Pero yun na nga, mag-prepare. Pero yung preparation, na-overshadow nga nito, nagkakahawa-hawa na yung mga bata. Pati nga sa 40s na 40 up namin ngayon, ganun na din ang pinagagawa ng ibang mga players. After ng game, may nagvi-video or talagang uunahin nila yung mag-splice ng video para may post to boost their ego, to boost their pride. Pero pag totoong laro, minsan mga kakampi ko pa, minsan na players pa natin, nagre-relax sa offense kasi nagre-relax sa defense kasi nire-reserve nila pang offense. Yung mga hardworking na defender na andun lahat, may 3 blocks, may 12 rebounds, may steals and everything.
May score din kahit paano.
Mga 2 points, 5 points, mga gano'n. Itchapwera kayo kasi feeling ngayon ng basketball, which is totoo naman dahil nga sa changing of rules, yung mga zero step ng FIBA, noon yung mga mga step through, mga pag inangat mo yung paa mo, traveling yan. Pero hindi ko nga sinasabing
Yung side step, tapos Euro step. Diba?
Sabi nga ni Coach Mark, it's for the betterment of the sport kasi nga nag-evolve. So mag-a-adapt tayo and mag-a-adjust. Pero ang nagiging problema is yung mga sa social media na overshadowed na pag pinost ko to, ang dami kong likers, ang dami kong followers na magigain, may engagement, may exposure, uulitin ko ulit. Kaso nga, nakakalimutan nung certain player na gumagawa ng ganyan, yung iba pang aspect ng sport na ito na basketball na makakatulong din manalo na hindi lang puro shoot. 'Di ba? Hindi lang puro shoot. Which is consumes tapos producing weak-ass players. Yun yung nagiging problema na lalo sa grassroots. Mabangga lang, ganito, pag ganyan, hihingi na ng foul, tapos, imbis na bumaba to play defense, maglalakad-lakad, siya parang galit, we're producing weak-ass players sa ganitong offense highlight culture. So, yun yung take ko. Again, to close this, as my advice, kasi sabi yung Coach Mark kanina, simplihan ko lang, you have to play both. You have to play both. Play both. Okay? Play both. Again, sa panahon ngayon, may mga stress na tao. If posting highlight culture will boost your magiging happy ka, sige, go. Self-esteem, sige, go. Pero, pagdating sa laro naman, ayusin naman natin. Hindi pwedeng tutok lang tayo sa office kasi hindi naman ganun yung basketball. Connected with the coaches, tayo naman ayusin natin. Huwag tayong magpa-choke, huwag tayong hold up. Na porkit ito, magaling mag-shoot, ibababad mo na lang dyan na wala na nang ginagawa, kundi mag-shoot lang. Paskrinin mo, hindi marunong. Padepensahin mo, hindi marunong. I-fake mo lang yung head mo, iwan na siya. Siya na yung ankle breaker ngayon. Although, hindi naman maging ankle breaker yan kasi posisyon pa lang ng depensa, nakatayo lang. Alam mo namang hindi naman magdidepensa ng maayos. Konting sundot, makikita mo na sa half court na, naghihingi na ng bola. Tapos, makakashoot, layup, walang bantay. O kaya imimintis para ma-rebound niya, para may dagdag sa stats na rebound. Pero yung rebound niya, galing sa mintis niya.
So, yung mga parang stat padder coach?
Magiging best player. Stats padding coach.
Stats padding.
Tapos magiging best player. Tayo naman, di naman natin nakita yung laro. Uy, galing talaga ni Lodi. Batang-bata. Uy, talaga naman. Galing. So, binawal namin sa team namin kasi nga, hindi nakakatulong. Number one, hindi nakakatulong. Number two, yung bata, imbis na may game preparation kami, di ba? May game plan kami, minsan hindi na nasusunod kasi may personal siyang target, may personal siyang goal na nakakasira sa team. Yun yung masakit doon sa nangyayari dito sa individual highlight culture. Ulitin ko, hindi po ito masama, pero do it in both ends. Ibig sabihin, kung nag-offense ka, gawin mo din sa defense. Huwag ka magpahinga sa defense mo para lang kasi pagdating sa offense, ikaw ulit. Hindi naman pwedeng yaon mangyayari si Coach Nogi, yun yung padepensahan na nindo. Ay, kung man kaya yan solo gabos. Pag 2-on-1 na matalino yung nagpa-pass break, wala ka ng dyan. Wala ka ng laban dyan kahit magaling ka pang magdepensa. Yun yung dyan. Yun yung labanan ngayon dyan sa highlight. So, yan. Again, as my advice and my solution to the highlight culture, mas bibilib ako sa iyo kung gusto mong you want to be a future to be our player in the future, do both ends of the court. Hindi lang two-way player. Kahit maging ka na lang, yung favorite ni Coach Gab, 3&D. 3&D. Kahit maging ganun ka na lang. Ang dami ngayon sa NBA, kahit dyan sa finals kitang-kita ngayon dyan, kung sino yung nag-excel sa Dallas Mavericks, beating the Timberwolves, yung mga 3&D guy nila. Kasi alam naman natin si Luka, si Kyrie, alam na natin anong gagawin yan. Pero, siyempre, kung ako coach, lalagyan ko yun na maayos na depensa. Pag yan naipit, pag kinick out yan doon sa guy na nandyan sa corner or nandun sa wing, dapat kailangan yan, may shoot niya yan. So yun napapasok yung 3&D. Ibig sabihin nung D, defense, yung 3 is 3 points. So pwede din sa 2 points basta accurately, efficient ka na mai-shoot mo yan pag kinick out yan sa'yo nung superstar ninyo. Yeah. Kasi kahit gaano kagaling, hindi ka din mananalo kung bubuwakawin mo yun, ikaw lang ang titira ulit. Kailangan mo pa din yung kakampi mo. Kailangan mo yan. Kailangan mo yung coach mo, kailangan mo yung kakampi mo para manalo. Kasi 5 kayo dyan sa loob. Yun lang, coach.
Wow. Okay. Very, very insightful rin from you, Coach Nooks. Okay, so...
Shadow ata ako napa-hype beast doon
Okay lang, Coach. Okay lang. It's okay. It's okay. At least nalabas mo na.
Mapipis na ako sa makakanon nito ha. Bati-bati tayo ha. Papasahan ko naman kayo for the next game ha. Hindi naman ako tumitira eh.
Oh, sige. Both sides... nag-agree rin ako, both sides. Pero on my take, siguro mamaya na yan. Hi guys, sorry to cut you short. So abangan nyo na lang ang part 2 ng episode 2. See you guys. Always remember that if you love and respect the game will love and respect you back. But this by no means an opening to try to own the game because no one owns it. So if you love our content, if you love our takes on basketball or whatnot, feel free to follow our Instagram account and Spotify page.